present and accounted for. And not only that, I want people to be able to, Felicia, can you mute your line? I want people to be able to remember what was going on. Felicia, can you mute your line? Oh, thank you. All right, so we'll record this, and when you get your email, mark my words, because I know people be like, Dr. Oh, you said. So you're gonna get a copy of the recording, and any PDFs or any templates that we have, we'll make sure to share those with you as well. All right, so those are for people who register. Very difficult for me if you did not register to send you something because I don't have your email. And we send a mass email out, and we would prefer not to share this live everywhere. Some people don't even know what it is. So just keep in mind that our goal is to make sure to share this information with you after it's over. All right, so one I want to do, I'm toggling between two devices, so just keep that in mind. But one thing that I want to do is I want to share an opportunity with you all to let you know, for newcomers, how do you get sponsors? What do you do? All right, so let me show you all something that will help you. This might be difficult during COVID. This might be a little difficult during COVID. If you're not going to do it, find somebody that can. The image may be a little bit smaller on my desktop, but if you're on your phone, I don't know how you joined us. Basically, you see a picture of Dr. Oh My Coffee and a bunch of celebrities or high-profile people, billionaires, millionaires, people. For me, it's mainly Black folk because that's pretty much who I cater to. That's my target audience, my target market. But to put yourself side by side with celebrities, well, Dr. Celebrities, well, you're going to have to get to know them. We have the World Wide Web and we have the internet. There's no excuses. How I reached out to Brayley Evans was because of my mentor, Dr. Cheryl Action Jackson. She was one of the hostess. I was one of the hostess with the mostest, and we both were hosting an event together. And I was volunteering. She was paid. We talked and we took pictures. We got to know each other over the years, and we kept taking pictures. So then I can say, oh, here are all my pictures with this particular person. Because of my business partner, I got to go backstage and meet Nelly. And my sister Audra Beard knew someone that knew someone and got us back there with Chili and T-Ball Nelly. So we took pictures. But for me, I don't take pictures with celebrities. I get their contact information in that black book because it makes no sense just have pictures with people when you had an opportunity to truly meet with people, right? So you want to be able to connect with people besides images, but images do tell a story. Images do help you. So when you're thinking about sponsorship, maybe it's not Oprah Winfrey. Maybe it's not Mark Cuban. Maybe it's not, Ted Cruz. Maybe it's a person that won a test. Maybe it's someone that was a neighbor that won a heroes contest or something. Maybe it's a star youth or a star youth athlete. Maybe it's a little league football player that's a bill. Maybe it's a neighbor that got recognized for something. And basically what you're doing is you're sharing media with someone who's been in the media. Everyone's not meant for media. So maybe it's not me. Maybe I don't feel comfortable taking pictures, Dr. O. I don't like being in front of the camera. I don't like networking with people. I'm not confident to talk to billionaires. So don't even throw that up in my face. I'm not even there yet. Maybe you send somebody on your behalf who represents you, and that's what they do. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. Media, what I do wouldn't be possible. Not just because I have a background in media, but once I learned the art of what it really does, the media will promote you up, the media will support you, and the media will tear you down. It is the best tool that you'll ever have in anything that you do. When sponsors see that this Black woman right here, this similar looking Black woman, which happens to be Dr. Oh My Coffee, and they see me next to Pilar Sanders, knowing that she was married to Deion Sanders, knowing that with Jay Prince, knowing that she had some type of something, had a show on some type of network. When they see images like that, it makes them feel good. So sometimes it's not even about you. Sometimes it's about them. We all know Mr. Funny Man, John Witherspoon, my God, passed away. And a lot of people you'll see, they pass away and people start posters. It happens. People live, people pass away. You capture the moment and you share it in that moment, and people start to see that notoriety, connect with it. This is the first level of sponsorship. Nelly is my sponsor. Oprah Winfrey is my sponsor. Mark Cuban is my sponsor. I think you guys get the idea. So are aware of what I'm saying? Just give me a yes in the comments so we can know where we are. Yes or yes. So when we think about sponsorship, this is sponsorship. This ain't Dr. Oh My Coffee. This ain't something I heard. It's something I did. Because I'd be dang if I got to work too hard for what it is that God told me to do. I'd be darned if I have to work too hard for what's already inside of me. I'm not going to get anxiety and depression because I'm not getting my way. I'm going to go out here way. I honestly didn't know not one of these people before I met them. You know what I mean? I met them, took pictures with them, and developed relationships with them, right? I'll never forget, just short testimony while I'm waiting on Ronnie Russell. So you'll see at the bottom, I took a picture with Megan Good. And at the top, I took a picture with her and a couple of other people and her husband. So this is how I met Megan Good. True story. I was at my friend's gala, her event, Minnie's Food Pantry, by the way, the Feed Just One gala that she hosts every year. And I was at her gala. This is after years of knowing her. So it's not like I just got up in there. This is years of friendship, tears, family, deaths, lives, births, all that. And I'm in there in the VIP room with all the celebrities. And some lady that I do not know comes up and walks up and hands me a drink. I've never drank life. I'm 41 years old. I've never drank in my life. How dare she? I used to say the devil is a lie, but God got on me and said, no, God is the truth. So God is the truth. Never drank in my life. Why are you handing me this motive liquor in public at that? In front of celebrities and cameras and all that, right? So I'm just peed off. I'm not going to lie. I'm peed off. I'm embarrassed. I'm mad. I'm angry. And first of all, I'm not here. I'm not anyone's maid or secretary. How are you going to hand me this drink? So this lady rushes me this drink and says, here, hold this. Just stand here and just hold this drink. And she runs off into the oblivion. Megan Good is taking pictures and talking to the celebrity, and she comes up and she grabs the drink out of my hand. She said, girl, thank you so much for holding this. I hate taking pictures with liquor in my hand. I said, oh, this is your drink. She said, this is my drink. I saw you didn't want to hold it. I said, yeah. I didn't want your drink. I'm not an alcoholic, okay? I just don't like being associated with liquor. She was like, I know, I hate taking pictures with liquor too. I'm so sorry, but I appreciate you so much for holding this. Will you walk with me tonight? So we laughed and we talked and we got to know each other. We took pictures inside and outside. We introduced ourselves and we just had ourselves a grand old time. I said that to say that that's sponsorship to me. Somebody having your back, even though it wasn't a situation that I was happy about, it turned out well. And because of that, developed a relationship. And because of that, other relationships came about. So I say that to say the media, your connections and who you're connected to, utilizing local magazines, utilizing local newspapers, write your own article. Hey, my name is April Bailey. I wasn't born in April, but I have an event coming up in April. So it's April's April. And I wrote an article of the media. They'll cut, copy and paste and post it for you, right? They're your best friends. They're your best sponsor. They're the ones who are going to make you look large and in charge. Look at this black girl with all these people. Look at this black girl with these billionaires. Look at this black girl with these senators and lawyers and doctors and so on and so forth. And I'm just over here having fun. Excuse me. So I think that people are maybe don't know all the creative ways to get sponsorship. And so in that, I think They need help. We need help. So this is what this is. So that's the first way to get sponsors. In my opinion, you're in the class of Dr. O. You're in the galaxy of oh my. In my galaxy, we get sponsors through the media. And I'm able to show you better than I can tell you. I'm not lying that I met Brayley Evans. I'm not lying that I met Megan Good. I took pictures with tons of other people. This is just what I use for training purposes. But I'm not lying to you because you see it for yourself. Sponsors want to see what you do. Sponsors want to see what you do. Take tons of pictures. Take pictures with babies. Matter of fact, act presidential. There you go, Dr. O. Let the Lord use you. Be presidential. When you start acting presidential, kissing babies and talking to neighbors and shaking hands, or you send someone on your behalf that'll do that for you because you don't want to do that. And I know we have COVID, so of course we're obviously going to be able to do the way that the presidents do, but there's online opportunities right now. And online, you can contact any celebrity that you want. They may, but baby, you contacted them and you can say, hey, look, I contacted Oprah and she didn't respond. Started. Just send it. It seems like I'm going long into that because I'm telling you, this is the fastest way to do this. And yes, I agree with you, Florette. If you're uncomfortable, send somebody who's not, baby. Send somebody who's not. We don't use people, but we utilize people. We do not use, but we utilize. It may be you. I'm just telling you to utilize the media. Let me stop my audio and come back in. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. We're still recording. Nothing's changed. We took a moment of a break. How about now? Yes is in the comments if it's better. Awesome, blossom. Nothing stopping our show. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I see you, Juanita. Don't be clapping, girl, with your cute self, girl. I camera in front with y'all, but I'm not in the mood. All right, so okay, so we saw that, right? So I don't want to drain you all with that, but that's just the biggest thing that I've noticed that has helped me. It's easier to show and tell than to sit there and ask and beg, okay? All right. Let me help you all with something else that helps out for whatever the reason besides it's your graphics, it's your display, it's the way that you appear, it's your appearance, it's the way that you're gonna look. Y'all know y'all can go and make an image or something. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be very, very, very transparent. I created a book cover through Canva, or was it I'm sorry, it was probably Adobe Spark. Let me show you the Adobe Spark, what it looks like. If I have it on this phone, I'm not for sure, but I can show you via and you can go to Adobe Spark or Canva, and you can download the app on your phone, and you can make yourself look like $1 million. Because when you're talking ships, remember, it's about being seen and the activity. So I want to show you what Adobe Spark looks like, and then that way you can download it yourself, and you can use. If you can't do it, remember, there's always somebody else that you can utilize. We don't use people, but we have to utilize other people's gifts and talents. So I'm going to show you what Adobe Spark looks like. Therefore, you can use it on your own. Yeah, Canva is awesome. It's a beast. Did my little picture not take photo, and it just didn't take because something else popped up? But I use both because I feel like they both are relevant. But this is what Adobe Spark looks like. So you go and download it. This is what it looks like. It takes seconds for you to put something up in there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to show you what I use because I don't want you to think it's difficult. It's really not difficult. But I used Adobe Spark to create this graphic, and this graphic is no more than something that I could use for that I'm special, and I need y'all to sponsor me. So what would they be sponsoring? They're going to be sponsoring my wealth. What the heck is a wealth hackathon, Dr. O? I don't know. I made it up. I made it up. So Adobe Spark is what I use to create this graphic. I took a picture that I had. I removed the background. You can remove the background. It's called BG background or something like that. Let me find it so I can get you the link because we're coaching, we're training, we're not going fast. So remove background. Okay, so it's remove BG. I'm going to post it in the chat. All right. And this is how my picture looks like. I'm cute. Looks like ain't nothing going on in the background. But it is something going on in the background. It's a lot going on in the background. You go there. Oh, Canva does too. You're right, Star. I like using BG and just kind of uploading it. But yes, you can use Canva. Remove your backgrounds on your images. That way you have a clean image. And then you can use that. You can use Canva. Star, if you can put the Canva website or download site in the chat, people can get that. The chat is also being recorded, so people will get a copy of the chat as well. So just know we can utilize that as a tool. So when you're doing a sponsorship package, we already know to get celebrities, media. If you can't do it, find someone that's willing to do it on your behalf. That media is looking for that name. That's something that sponsorship package. Your images, your media, please take professional headshots. Please get with someone, not the little boy down the street who's just practicing or nothing like that. Go to her. You're going to pay some interesting fees, get you a professional headshot, get it done, make it work, do it pretty, do some smiling, do some not smiling, some sitting, do some not sitting. You know, it took maybe about 10 minutes to do this photo shoot. 10 minutes to do this photo shoot. Get you a nice photo. Go ahead and invest. If you don't have, get one. If you have some, you already know what to do. So we're already building. We know to get some celebrities. We know to take pictures, do some media. We know to do some graphics. We know to do some headshots, do some pictures. We know to build our sponsorship opportunity. The other thing that I want to talk about is if you're building your sponsorship package, I'm going to show you all what one looks like. So this is one that I did. Hold on, let me let Ronnie in. This is one that I did. So if you look there at the bottom, you'll see that there's different sponsors down there. This was an opportunity. This is my organization in Africa, right? This is my organization in Africa. And they wanted to come to America and basically have an African conference because a lot of people in Africa and Blacks in America don't get to connect. So we were already at somebody else's event. I'm going to be very honest with you all. We were at the PNC conference. So we were like, okay, we're already at an event. We asked the host, could we host one of our events and would he come and speak? So you'll see Dr. George C. Frazier there underneath my business partner, Linus Akori. Linus Akori ran for governor of Abuja, and he just kind of made a name for himself. Believe it or not, gray hair and all, he's my age. But anyway, right underneath his picture there at the top, the dark-skinned gentleman, the light skin right underneath him is Dr. George C. Frazier. We were at the Power Networking Conference and we asked him, could we host an event there and he come speak? He said, yes, we all are on there. You see my picture down there, all these people that were involved, some very huge dignitaries in Africa, scientists, doctors, and things of that nature. So what we did was we used their event to host our event. So that's a sponsorship. At the bottom, you see different logos. You can't barely see them. I apologize. But you know that those are not the same companies. What happened was you might have two businesses. You might yourself have two companies that you have your own self. You might be your own sponsor. And that's okay to have different logos associated with yourself, right? So in that, if you put it, people just want to see that you're connected to other people. People want to see that you are tied into They don't want to see you doing stuff all by yourself all the time. So what we do a lot of the times is, I'm sorry, that picture didn't share. It was taking too long. But a lot of the times what we connect with other people that are willing to be participants. Some of you on the call could sponsor each other right now. Just get together, do an online event real quick, charge $1, do an online event real fast, charge yourself $1, and just join forces together. And as you do that, just get sponsors, each other sponsors, get a flyer, put a bunch of y'all on the flyer, put you all's logos on the flyer, and host a quick event. It could just be like, hey, we got together because we just works. This is a test. You know, be honest. I don't care what you do, but get all of your logos and put all of your logos on the, all right? So put all of your logos on the flyer, and there you go. That's it. Okay, that's an idea that way. The other thing is that I'm not going to be playing with people. I want a real sponsor. I want a sponsor right now. I'm not going to be playing with nobody. I need a real sponsor. Here's some real sponsors right here. This is hard though. You got to pay for Oprah to come. You got to get Entertainment Tonight to come. You got to get Toyota to come. You hear what I'm saying to you? So you got to have something. The reason why Toyota and Albertsons and Entertainment Tonight is on here, a lot of that is because of Oprah Winfrey. Okay, so I'm showing you both ways. This is not one is better than the other. That's not what this is about. It's just showing you different opportunities that you have to do the same thing and same opportunity, right, for yourself. And you're gonna have to do this for yourself. So in that process, I want to teach you both sides. I want to teach you how to do it if you're rich. I want to teach you how to do it if you're on a shoestring budget. You understand what I'm saying? But you're wealthy in your mind. You're wealthy with your connections. Get with other people because it's not going to work otherwise. Without Ronnie Russell, there's a lot that I would not be able to do at all. I think he's joined us by now. But nevertheless, I'll let him speak in a couple of seconds and help him navigate through whatever he needs to navigate through. So here's how you get the big sponsors. You get a big name. Now, how do you get a big name? Dr. O, quit playing with us now. Teach us. Let us know how you do it. You beg. You beg. Oprah's on this flyer right here, right now, because Dr. Cheryl Action Jackson begged Oprah for years. Years she begged Oprah. Years she begged Jerry Jones. Years she begged Mark Cuban. Years did she get that. Do you hear me? I'm not saying you got to take years. That's why we're going to help you cut, copy, and paste. I'm just letting y'all know the truth. People want stuff, but they don't understand what it takes to get it. All right. It's 7:30 on the dot, so I do want to kind of switch on Russell. I just wanted to set up the stage and give you all some background on how to do it. And then he can kind of give you some more intricate, you know, he's more technical and savvy and calm and all that. And he does a lot of these sponsorship proposals that, you know, we can email and send out to you. And so one thing that we decided to do with one of our platforms that I really appreciate, and it's helped us for a long term, get you a big old check and give somebody $100 or $1,000. Get together with a bunch of people, get together and say, hey, y'all, put $100 in a pot and let's get this money to the community. This is how you get sponsors right here. Become a sponsor yourself. That's my business partner, Ronnie Russell, in the black hat and the white shirt. Screen may be a little small. That's our other connection, and his brother Tavares there. That's Tavares's location. Ronnie Russell and I have a platform called I Got Funded. We funding people, period. We started writing checks to our own community. This particular family was one of the families that won. We put I Got Funded on it. We sent them $333 and maybe two other families, 33 to split the 1,000 or whatever. But we raised the money. He put money, I put money, the community put money, and we gave these people a big check. You be a sponsor. Not the mic so Ronnie can come on here and do what he does, but I'm just telling you, you become a sponsor to get sponsors. Ronnie.
Oh, Lord.
Ronnie left another event to be here, you all, so I really appreciate him. And Ronnie, let me know how I can help you if you need to share screen or whatever.
Yes, I will need to share screen, please.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Try to see if you can. If not, I'll make you the host.
Mm, host participants. But my permission's up,
Okay.
please.
Let me allow you. Because Ronnie got some good stuff for y'all.
I don't.
Yes, he does. He's the whole reason for the situation right now. All right. So more, I'm going to make you the host or the co-host so I can help you. You want to make innovation the co-host? I do. Try it now, partner. It's being recorded too, Ronnie. So
Okay.
be nice to me in public, okay? You look handsome.
Oh, wow.
You look
Whatever.
handsome.
Whatever. All right, so we're gonna jump into
Thank
it.
you.
So one of the things, especially when you're and who are you gonna be? Are you gonna be the sponsor? Are you seeking for sponsorships? Are you gonna be the donor? The one thing that is always common is your why. Your why will definitely your ask. People want to listen to your story. I'm sure we've all heard it before. I got funded. We were trying to seek funding ourselves, and we were trying to go and partner with somebody in Houston because we were trying to figure out, okay, how can we get him think about funding our initiatives, funding our platform, funding our wants, but we had to figure out what is the true why. And the why was because we really want to help people. And then we began to fund people. And that's where I got funded came from. And it became a true asset, not just to the families that we provided, because we've been doing it now for about six Christmases. And we fund families. And we also created the community initiative to where people put funds into the pot, and then we draw funds to the individuals. Kind of like it's not a susu. It is a community crowdfunding. So people put money in the pot, and then there's one person that get the end of the crowdfunding. But now I'm going to show you a couple of events that I've done. Let me back up. My name is Ronnie Russell. I'm the president of the. I had to think about it. I'm like, man, you
Introduce
ain't
you,
tell
my
me your
love, but
why.
go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Ronnie Russell, retired military. I did 22 years in the military. I joined at 18, retired at 39, and I've been working for myself ever since. I was going to go work for anyone else because I've been blessed with vision and blessed with gift of enterprise. And I'm sure plenty of Black LinkedIn or Black Business Directory, whatever you want to call it. It is a B2B2C platform. And after, from 2016, there was only like 87 businesses signed up. And in maybe about September 2016, I changed the dynamics on how I was moving, what I was doing. I was going to more events and really hit road. And I jumped well over 6,700%. I went from 87 to over 5,000 in less than 17 months. And that's how I met Dr. Omai. There was an event that I seen online, and I left from Killeen to Dallas to go and see what this event was about, and went from there. And we've been conducting seminars, symposiums, and things of that nature. And this was one of the, as you can see, can everybody see this? Yes, no, maybe so. Thumbs up. I see you.
We
All
can
right.
see it, and as you scroll up, we can see more of it. So you're doing well. Thank you.
Right. So this is one of the Black Business Symposiums that we've created. It was in Austin. We've done Black Business Symposium here in Killeen. We've done it in Austin, and we also created several State of the Black community events. We've done State of the Black community times here in Killeen. We've done State of the Black Pflugerville. We've done State of the Black San Antonio. And we've done plenty of them, but we have to have a line, and the baseline is in the documentation, and in your documentation is in your sponsorship packet. And you're going to have to create that visual aid, people, because people are people. That's one thing that I say. But just because someone didn't want to sponsor you doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a good product. So if you don't remember anything that I said, just remember people are people. They're going to make their decision because of whatever it is. They could have had a bad day. But make sure that you give them something tangibly that they can actually go back and soak in during their own time, and then allow them to come back, because ensure that you follow up with them as well. So here's the Black Business Symposium that we did in San Antonio. Austin. Yes, I've created this one myself. As you can see, you have, I'm doing the wrong arrow. As you can see, we have the About Us. For me, you have to ensure that you have a good talent management. I know my skill set. I know my gifts and talents. Writing is not one of them. So I utilize the gifts and talents of, oh my, she will write something and you be like, man, where'd you get this from? She'll send you a 5-page text message. And the only thing you got to do is copy and paste and put it into a format, and then you just walk it out. But you have to ensure that you are surrounded by people that are talented, because each one of you are talent managers. If I am something in design, she knows to send it to me in chronological. If it's page 1, say page 1. If it's page 2, say page 2. So all I have to do is copy and then design how I see it in my head, and then I send it back to her, just for checks and balances. So when it comes to your sponsorship packet, ensure that you understand that you do not have to do it by yourself. Why? Because you have to manage the talent of the people that you surround yourself with. That's very important. About is going into what's the event about. You know, you're looking for a sponsor, like say this whole Black Lives Matter thing. So say you're doing a social justice event, trying to gain sponsorships for a particular event. They don't necessarily want to see about Black Lives Matter. They understand about Black Lives Matter. But what about event? What about this event that's going to make you seem like your event or your product or your nonprofit organization is dominant? They're dominating in this field. So you don't have to oftentimes use the same words that everybody else use, meaning matter. If you're doing something social justice, just say this social justice event is going to bring awareness to blah 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 blah, and then you tell them how you're going to do it, because when people see and understand that, then they're more apt to open up their wallets or to send checks or to send PayPal, thing of nature. That's real simple. One thing that I do want to say before I forget, the easiest people to get sponsors from, honestly, is like Walmart and Sam's Club. I've been getting Sam's Club to sponsors events. I've done it like about 3 times for myself, and I've done it 2 times for another nonprofit organization. And I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna give you a sweet spot. All right. So if you ever want to have if you ever having an event and you want the food taken care of, you got to do for Sam's Club is fill out your sponsorship letter. A 1-pager. Don't come in there with 12 pages and then you say, oh, my event is doing this. They don't care about that. Fill out that 1-pager, and in that 1-pager at the bottom, you put your ask, meaning I want 12 packs of hot buns, 6 packs of hamburger buns, whatever. You put that ask at the bottom, and then you attach your sponsorship. Then you attach your event flyer, and that's it. Again, I've been getting approved for a sponsorship for Sam's Club right now 2 years. And that was the easiest sponsorship for me to get because that's in-kind services. And in-kind sponsorship is a lot easier than somebody say, okay, hey, we're $500 going, and now they want to attach some sort of weird uh, paperwork that you got to go and get people to sign up and get them to fill out forms like that. And oftentimes in-kind services will move a lot faster than people actually giving you money. So that's Sam's Club. Try Sam's Club out. I believe that that was pre-COVID. So I don't know what they're talking about now. I'm sure it's the same way, but once you get back into going and doing events, I would definitely say try Club out at your location. All right, so another thing, as you can see right here, where it says we are truly better together, and that came from a CEO, Miss Rose Smith, just in case some of you may know who Black Women in Business is. A quotable is good because now it looks like it's actually bigger than what it is. Whether you have a quotable from someone on your staff or you have your own quotable or a quotable from a historic quote or something you found that is in line with the mission and message of your sponsorship packet, because now they're going to say, oh man, that's a nice quote, and now they're in tune with it and they're going to read more. Pictures, ensure that you use pictures that are clear. Do not use pixelated pictures. If you don't know anything about those, the one thing I'll show you, I'll just make it easy for you. Google. All right, high res. You always want to make sure that you find a high res image. I don't want to go too deep. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. But for those that do not know, I'm going to show you how to identify what a high res photo is. Let's go Black family. So say you're doing an event and you want to have images of Black families into. So the easiest way for you to figure out if the image is a high res image or not is to just hover over it. Well, all right. So as you can see right here, it says this image is 620 by 40. That's not necessarily high res, but it's good enough for you to use for your documentation. Res is 800 or more. If you find an image that you want that is like 2,000 by 3,000, that is going to ensure the crisp visual aid of your packet is not going to look very pixelated and look very unprofessional. I've seen people hand me their event flyer and it looks terrible. That's from a graphic standpoint. It looks terrible. If your graphics look terrible, oftentimes I won't see your event as valid. It may be very valid, but you did not find someone or you didn't know how to actually create a flyer for your event. But if you do events, and if you do your flyer yourself, ensure that you find a high res image in order for you to make your flyer look like you need the money that you're asking. That's something that's very, very, very important. Again, as you can see, I got another quotable in there. I put my own quote this time. We can't change, we change the narrative through our actions. Again, drop quotes however you put it in your sponsorship package. Quotables are good. I've been using quotables now for about 4 years. Those are things that they may remember. Oh yeah, your packet was the one that said we're better together. It's identifiable. They might not had read or remember all of it, but they might remember that quote. And if they remember that quote, then they will like, oh yeah, it's still on my desk. I'll give you a call tomorrow at 2 o'clock because of your quotable. those are small things that people remember. So make sure you incorporate your in there somewhere. Also ensure that you incorporate the other individuals. If you're partnering with someone, all you got to do is find their mission statement and apply it to your particular graphics. If you're doing a full-fledged sponsorship packet, take their statement and put their mission statement in there, and ensure that you use their logo as well. Put your logo, put their logo, and ensure your logos are somewhere in the pack. Somebody got questions? Am I going too fast? Okay.
You're
Will
doing
we
fine.
get templates?
No, I love it.
Yes. And you.
Yeah. So I said that at the beginning of the call. I don't think April was on just yet, but the announcement was we can send templates after. So you had to have registered. If you have not registered in the chat, I have not registered, so we know how to get it to you. But yes, we're going to send an email, follow-up email, because we don't want to drain the chat with PDFs and stuff. But go ahead.
All right. So if you're doing if you're conducting an event, something that I found that is always beneficial, I put in the timeline. Why is the timeline important? Because you want them to think, oh man, I can go to this event because I see the timeline and I want to go, excuse the train, I'm down lane. I'm looking at this timeline and I can identify within myself and my schedule that I can make this event. If I'm on, sir, and I know that you're going to give us the floor for the first 5 minutes of the event, I can identify I can be there at 7 o'clock, but I'm going to be there at 30 just in case there's something new that needs to be adjusted before that time. So make sure you include your timeline. It's very important. Here it is, quotable, as you can see. Put another quotable in there: critical thinking, independent thinking, problem solving, and our self-reflection is our best solution. If they don't remember anything about this and they remember that quotable, they can identify with your packet. Thing that I put on mine as well, I put the date. The date allows you and allow them, again, to remember when it was given. Oh, this was in October, right? Yeah, I can remember that. It was in October. Either they're going to remember the date or they're going to remember your quotable. But ensure that you give them something that they can identify in order for them to remember your packet. If they don't remember your packet, it's not that you didn't do something well, but it's the thing that you can do to get them to remember your packet. It's either going to be color, your color coordination, the flow, your quotable, or a image that was funny that you put in there, get their attention. You have to figure out how am I going to create my packet to where if it's on this person's desk, it's out from the other 30 that's on there. It's either a quotable, a funny quote, or an image, or a date, or the color scheme and how you did it. So how I do my sponsorship levels, you have to look at what are the opportunities, what are they getting, and how do you build it? Meaning, if I'm coming in, like say you use red, white, and blue as your sponsorship level, what is red getting that want them to go up to the next level? Because if I want to be on a highway billboard and I'm seeing myself on this highway billboard is less expensive if I go through this sponsorship level than it would to go to Lamar and get them to put me on a billboard, I am going to ensure that I'm at, I'm maybe the title sponsor, because there's more ROI, which is return on this. There's more return on investment with being at this sponsorship level. But you have to ensure that you develop that upsell. If you do not develop the up, then you're only compromising the levels of sponsorship. Meaning, as you can see, gold level 750, email marketing to the database of business participants, which I was talking about, Texas Black Pages, logo on digital and print media, which can be social, which can be newspapers when you do your press release and when you send images and stuff like that. 5 admissions designated for organization and their diverse supplier partners, and company executive make welcoming remarks prior to the symposium. Give them something that is going to advance their own agenda or supply themselves with the ability to develop relationships with people that they probably would not have met if it was not for your event. So you have always ensure that you're developing the upsell, not just for yourself, but develop the upsell for the individual that you're trying to get them to be your sponsor. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Have not registered for the templates. Okay. If you have any questions, you can put them into the chat and we can go from there. Now, when it comes to, this is what I really want to do. All right. So I see we have 14 participants. And what I'm interested with knowing, what does your organization do? I don't need your whole mission statement. So if your organization mentors girls, that's all I want to see. And then I'll take it from there. So as you put it, we mentor girls, or we go through social justice events, whatever it is, so I can see what I have in the room.
Yeah, that's a really good, what he's saying is very important. I don't want to take too much of his time, but the reason why he's asking is because you've got to be really specific and tailor-made, because when you start finding out about sponsors and what they like, Capital One loves Black kids, Toyota loves Black people, McDonald's loves Black people. You finding that kind of stuff out, it helps you with your rejection process. And it also helps you with your acceptance process as well. So when you start identifying with yourself and what you offer, when you show that in your sponsorship email, your sponsorship responses, your sponsorship package, your sponsorship pictures, when you start looking like the thing that you sponsored, it just makes everything more believable. So I just wanted to piggyback what he's saying, because what he just said is almost the most crucial aspect of what we talked about tonight, in my opinion, and after doing years. So please, please know your story, know your why, and also make sure your image, the way you look personally, professionally, wise, like-minded wise, partnership wise. You'll notice that me and Ronnie's, our graphics sometimes will merge. He's always going to do your green, whites, and blacks. I'm going to do your blacks and whites. Somehow there's some images synergy as well. So when you start thinking about your image, think about the brand that you're representing as well for sponsorship. To look like the brand that you're trying to engage with. So that's why he's asking that very specific question. But go ahead.
All right, so we have homeless prevention services. We actually, as a chamber, we actually have, I think, like maybe 200 sponsors in just a homeless prevention packet. But homelessness, there's so many things that you can do. Like if you're feeding them, so now you're talking about nutrition. So now you can have a grant or try to find a sponsor that has a mission that talks about nutrition. If there's children involved, and now you can go into child obesity and things of that nature because you're feeding kids. Now you figure out, what about this event does meet the need of the sponsor and the sponsors, and then you reach into what you're doing with them. Substance abuse and mental health facility, that's a big one. I mean, there's so much money out there for that, especially from the substance standpoint of mental health. I'm sure you already know with that, especially with mental health, there's plenty of, like your sponsorship packet, you got to hit them doggone home hospitals hard. Hit the hospitals real hard, especially for that. to get that going. So when you're creating your sponsorship packet or even one pager, like you can do a sponsorship memo, and then you put in what your ask is on that particular memo, and you send that memo. They're going to know about what your organization or what your event is about based on the content as well. Substance abuse and mental health facility, I already said that. Mending the gap between the deaf and hearing communities. There is so much money out there for that. Go and communicate with someone that does sign language, and then seek out sponsorships from them. Why? If they're not where you, like, say if you lived in Killeen, there's not a strong community here in Killeen for bridging the gap between the deaf hearing community. So you can go out and be an asset to them, because now you figure out and find the numbers for that environment. So you extend outside of the demographic that they already do business with. But if they're not doing business or do not have a footprint at your location, now you just bridge the gap between them and the organization that you represent. Educate communities about, I ain't even gonna try to say that word. Women empowerment. That is a big one. There's so much stuff for women empowerment. That's an umbrella statement. Women empowerment can be jobs, and women empowerment can be just so much stuff. So when you're getting sponsors and funding for women empowerment, definitely get down into the weeds about your particular ask, because there's so many corporations that are doing so much for women empowerment as well. So that's a big one. When you do that, even for events like women empowerment, you can get your nine involved with some of that event about, with some of those events as well. That can be very good. We focus on economic justice, especially right now. Everybody trying to fund Black. You wasn't thinking about funding Black last year, but all of a sudden you want to fund Black. Utilize that momentum. Find sponsors to put you in a position to be funded. Economic justice. Send me an email, Griffin. Email me at innovationblackchamber@gmail.com. There's a grant that we putting out today. It's a $10,000 grant for that. The good thing about it, you don't even have to be a nonprofit for this particular grant. They're funding up to $10,000 for that very subject itself, economic justice and social justice at the same time. So send me that email and I send you that $10,000 grant for that. We support underserved families and by autism. That one is good, but I will also say, do not forget about your military families. There are problems for autism for military families. So ensure that you have and develop that healthy balance between your military and your civilian communities. But when you deny your military partners, then you're dividing the amount and you're leaving money on the table. I'll just say it like that. You're leaving money on the table. Why? Because the subject is autism. But under that, you have family. Everybody has a family. Military and civilian, they have children that has autism, but they always want to about it because I mean, it's just so much. Definitely make sure that you tap into that military community, because there's people that are funding autism military side alone. But being that your platform is so fluid, no matter where you go, it's going to allow you to be an asset to both sections, military and civilian. Transform women. That's a good one. That can definitely, even partnerships. I mean, you got Transform Women, and then you got somebody on women empowerment. That's when it gets into the who you know, because there may be a sponsor that the other organization did for women empowerment that the trans women didn't know anything about. So now you can be a sponsor for that grant, or a sponsor for developing that relationship. But what if they seen both of you doing something at the same time? That is maximizing the empowerment for all parties that are involved. That'll be a good one. Um, Two, generational approach to help low income families and build generational wealth. Um, that's very good. There's so much literacy that's going on for that, because there's grants with people trying to fund organizations that just talking about financial literacy alone, because now you're getting into the economic side of developing the youth, which is real good. Suicide prevention, yeah, we got a few grants about the suicide prevention and bullying. We got a whole booklet that's talking about bullying, and everything in that booklet are that are looking to fund nonprofit organizations that are attacking bullying, which is good. My family only started on Focus Hub. Yeah, that's very, very good. But yeah, I loved everyone's platform, and you were straight to the point. And same way that people want to see with your sponsorship packet, because if I have to read through fluff, I'm just saying it's for me personally. To read through fluff, then I'm not going to read the ending of it, because I'm already going to look at it as a joke. Again, that's just me. There were more me's out there. If I'm the difference between $100,000 and zero, then you want sure that you're speaking the language of the person that you're seeking sponsorship from. And I'm gonna give you a quick nugget. Go to that person's way. Look at their verbiage. You can even take something and apply it within the fabric of your executive. They're going to identify with, oh man, this is right online. Hell yeah, it's online, because I got it from your website and I put it within the constructs of my executive summary. So now when they see that, they also know and understand that you have them within your best interest, because you have interest in that segment that you just so kindly borrowed to ensure that you're speaking their language. You have to really be on it with that. That's pretty much it. And just go from there. So one,
Ronnie, could you show them, sorry, go ahead with your summary, because I want them to stay in the flow. But I wanted you to show them, when you get done, show them one of our sponsorship decks and one of our emails that we sent to a sponsor, so they can see it live. Doesn't mean we're not going to send a copy, but do what you were about to do, and we can go after that.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. Oh, yes. Find your quotables. Put your quotes in there somewhere, because again, that may be the thing that's going to get them to remember packet. Even in your sponsorship memo, decide whether you're going to send someone a sponsorship memo or you're going to send them a full-fledged packet, because oftentimes your memo may get them to decide whether they're going to do something for you or not. And then once they say, okay, yeah, I'm interested with becoming a sponsor, then you can by sending them a sponsorship packet. Because if they're showing interest and you send them that sponsorship letter, that is going to get them to want to sign the paper, because they're interested in this small, straight to the point memo. And then you follow up. So develop your sponsorship memo, develop your sponsor packet, even develop your sponsorship email, because those things are going to get you to that point. And I'm going to give you I'm gonna give you my tips when it comes to events. So 120 days out, ensure that you draft up your press release. 90 days out, ensure that you begin to start your Eventbrite and begin to market your event. 60 days out, well, 90 days out and 60 days out. 90 days out, find you someone that has a platform, podcast, online radio, audio, whatever it is. Ensure that you get on there because that's going to extend your platform. 60 days out.
Meet your lines, please. Meet your lines, please.
60 days.
Meet your line.
60 days out. You're going back into your Facebook and your Instagram. Make sure that you're going live consistently 60 days out. And then out, get back on the radio and get back on the radio, start doing your social media push. And then if you have others that are a part of your event, meaning say I'm doing an event and who's the name I see? Tamika Williams. Say I'm doing an event and Tamika Williams is speaking, then give Tamika Williams a platform. Have her come on your platform and speak about the event. She doesn't even have to speak long. She can speak for a minute and 25 seconds, just enough to get them to see who's coming and who's going to be a part of the event. And then you get off. One thing that I forgot to say, when you're creating your events, you should have at least, depend on how many people you have that's with it, you should have one event flyer. After that, Dr. O call them badges. Me, I'll call them badges because she calls them badges. So what is an event badge? If I take I'll just show you. So what we do is we'll make a small digital flyer with just your image and your position and what you're doing. That is a badge. You always want to ensure that you have a badge. Okay, I'll show you this one. And as you can see, I use Canva. For those that don't know anything about Canva, check it out. Go to the website, cva.com.
Thank you. Posted in the link. I showed them in the beginning, and it's in the comments. They posted it.
Yeah.
Star was helping out with that.
Yeah. I refuse to learn Photoshop. That's just me.
I love Photoshop.
Damn Photoshop. I refuse to learn Photoshop.
Adobe Spark and Photoshop are better than Canva, but I get it. Sure. I love them all. I use them all.
Sure.
And whatever. If you don't want to use them, get with somebody else who does. Train somebody, make somebody, pay somebody, help somebody, partner with somebody. I don't know. Make them your first sponsor. But you got to be into your graphics and your imagery and your artistry, because that's what's going to sell your sponsorship package and make you look believable. And you haven't even started yet, because there's a lot of people that may have not even started their platform yet, but they still need a sponsor or somebody to endorse them or back them up. But go ahead.
Right. So this is Dr. O would consider a badge. People are more apt to share this with their face on it than they would with your event flyer. Why? Because they see themselves, and they may have mama who see, oh, my baby's on a flyer, so they're going to start sharing it. So when you do your events, create one event flyer, and then you break everything else up. So if you're having 5 people that are speaking at your event, you have 6 flyers. You'll have one event flyer, and then you break everything else up about the individuals that are there. Put their name, put their position, put what they're thinking about. Make sure you got your logo on there. If they have a logo, you can add their logo on there. Why? It's going to extend your marketing, because now it is a dual marketing objective. So if you have a sponsor that you sent a sponsorship letter to, tag them in the event, tag them in the flyer. So they're seeing your event flyer on their personal space, then they're more apt to believe that this is legit. That is called social. They're more apt to believe that this event, they need to be a part of this event because they're seeing this event. And those 5 people that you have, those 5 people that's going to share to people that they have relationships with. So now it's multiplied. Instead of you creating one flyer and say, hey, make sure you share my flyer. If they don't share the flyer, it's on them. But if you create a flyer with them on it, it's still your event flyer. You just made it personal. Social proof is also important when it comes to your flyers as well. I'm going to show you real quick on why is important. This is one that I did with Texas Black Business Week that I have here in Killeen. So this is proof. So I took screenshots of our event coming off of Facebook, just like the one in Austin. It had over 1,200 interested, 162 shares. And then I have the Black Business Week in Killeen, over 1,000 people that was a part of it with the RSVP. So now that's social proof. So, and then when I said Texas Black Week, Google search was about 378 million results in 0.63. What does that mean? It means someone can go and find your event on Google. It make that packet just much stronger because there's proof that is involved. It's good to ensure that you have social proof. So now, say 120 days out, you start your press release, and then you start your right, and now the information is flowing. And remember, now you're creating data. So now, say your sponsorship memo or sponsorship letter, and then you add that. You can add that to it. Say this event has been viewed 500 times. It's real. You can take the screenshot, crop it, and put it in your packet. It's real. So if you want them to pay $750 to do something, I can see myself a part of this event because I know I'm going to be as visible as possible. So I just wanted to show you that as well. Incorporate social proof, especially with your sponsorship packets, because it allows them to see themselves in your event because you're going to send them outside of their normal demographics of people and touched with the demographics of people that you are bringing to the table. So it's going to put them the ultimate outcome as well. Any questions?
You can raise your hand or put it in the chat. Any questions about the sponsorship package, how to do it? I'm still lost. You know, I got what y'all said, but I'm not comfortable. Speak on so we can help you out and get you the stuff. So everyone that wants a copy, you know, we'll get copies to you and all that fun stuff. But I'm talking about like right now.
Social media is one of my issues. Need to do better. The good thing about social media is always evolving, and you always have room to learn and to. But the best thing that you can do with social media is to just do it. Do it and develop your plan. Whether you develop a calendar or you just self. Every day I need to post before 10 o'clock, or every day before I get in the car, I need to post before I leave the house. So that becomes your consistent method of improving on social media, because now your algorithm is going to be warm. What you post is going to allow them to want to be a part of what you're doing. But I think that's all. Who should we contact for suicide prevention? Send me an email. Who's that? Miss Juanita. Send email, and I'll send you someone that's doing some sponsorships for suicide prevention. And that's innovationblackchamber@gmail.com. That'll be all. Dr. O.
Oh, I thought you had more. I was falling in love with learning from you, Ronnie. Ronnie be making me look good, y'all. Y'all have no idea how spoiled I am. All right, so I'm going to share with you all a letter of intent. In the letter of intent, it's going to be 2 images, so keep that in mind. It's only one document. I'm only sharing 2-second images so you guys can get the full-fledged. You guys can get a copy of this. It's not, proprietary or anything like that. Y'all can't be plagiarizing my stuff, so you got to cut, copy, and paste and do what you want to do for yourselves. But it is definitely something that I want to give you appreciation and a token of, respect for your time today. So this is the letter of intent. It is not pretty. Don't nobody care about all the beautiful stuff. Myself, I would call Ronnie Russell to make it pretty, but this was a $100,000 grant and they just wanted some information. And if I didn't send it to them, I wasn't getting it. So this was hurry up, get it in there. So really what you're looking at is the content versus the appeal. When you're sending out a letter of intent, it should be black and white. It doesn't need to be extra. They don't feel like it. What they want to know in your intent at the top, who you are. Whichever way you put it on the left, the right, the middle, it don't even matter. Who are you? What's the date? We need to find out, when is this happening? You find out what this is. It's a letter of intent for who? The Community Council of Greater Dallas. This is a live, real situation, so y'all be very careful. This is real. It's with the state of Texas. And this is the truth, okay? So y'all be very careful with this document. But the point of it is for you to be able to take the verbiage and edit it for yourself. So be very, very careful with the content information here. All right. This person no longer works there, so you guys, it doesn't matter. That office doesn't exist anymore, so that doesn't matter. But nevertheless, you want to put who you're speaking to. Who is it for? So this is where you have to be very, very intelligible. You've got to contact and do some research on your own. Go to LinkedIn, go to Google, go somewhere and find out who's the director of sponsorships, who's the school sponsorships, who's over grants, who's over the marketing department, who's over the communications department. You want to find some information. I'd rather you be wrong and put so-and-so's name and not know who the person is than to put no name right there. You've got to have research. You're asking these people for money. You're asking these people for a relationship. You're asking these people to give you their logo. They need to see that you care, that you're not just there for the money. So you want to have a person's name. Very, very important. Then you want to have the address of whoever, wherever they are. It could be the corporate address. Let's just say there is no address. Put the state, the city and the state. Act like you know something. Make it up, lie. I don't care. Put something there to make it look professional. What is this in regards of? So in this is in re of my opportunity, my RFP, my request for proposal or request for sponsorship. This is me requesting you to give me $100,000 plus, right? So you've got to basically state your letter, any business letter. They want to know what, who, where, when, how, all those favorite 5 questions. You got to know that before you even start talking about what you have to offer. Hey, Mr. Muhammad, I need your money. So this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. I'm notifying you because I want to partner with you. I want to create a relationship with you. That's your introduction. That's it, right? Then you're going to get down there and you're going to talk about what this is. Hey, I'm about to send you a sponsorship package. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to just send you a sponsorship package expecting you to send me money. And I haven't introduced myself. I haven't introduced was. If this was Mark Cuban, even though I know him, he's blessed me 1,000 times. Even though I know him, I'm still going to do this because I'm going to follow procedure and protocol. There may be a secretary that doesn't know me. There may be an assistant that he just hired or a general manager that he just hired. Or it may be somebody else that doesn't know that him and I have a relationship. Maybe he don't want people to know him and I have a relationship. So I'm going to follow the same protocol whether I know you or I don't. because I want you to know I'm serious about this relationship. When a man proposes to a woman, there's a little engagement. There's a little something to make you know he wants to be your husband. Vice versa. If a woman's going to be your wife, there's a little something that you need to know. Y'all got to, build. I don't care if you know her or not. If it was a blind date and your mama introduced y'all and your daddy knew him and your cousin knew her, y'all are still introducing yourselves to this opportunity. Even if you've known this person for 15 years, you still got to be good on your introduction. At the bottom, and express, excitement. You don't have to be like me. I'm, overboard. I'm a Virgo. It happens. And I'm gonna, everything's great. Life is wonderful. We're all healthy and rich. Everything's good. So I'm excited about this opportunity. I appreciate this. Your ba-booms. We don't kiss butt, but we definitely lift up, we promote, we show gratitude. And we show that very early on in our letter, because once they see your level of excitement, it makes them want to read to the next sentence. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's why I do that, because I want to catch your attention quickly. It's a long letter. I kind of tell them what's going on. I tell them how negative things are without me. Y'all ain't going to make it without Dr. O. Here we come with our program that's going to make y'all's lives better. We're going to make you look good. We're going to make your brand look good. Ba-boom. All right. I'm going to share the last page, because now I'm asking for the money. And every single letter of intent, you're going to always talk about your money. We're not playing around with this thing. I'm not joking with you. I want a relationship with you. I want a marriage with you. And we need to make this money with you. Okay? So we're going to put all of that in one letter. You're going to get a copy of this. So no need to, you can do screenshots if you want, but you're going to get a copy of this. Okay? All right. So I'm going to tell them a little bit about myself. I didn't introduce myself. So this is my proposal now. This is where it's meat and potatoes. This is before they've seen my 133-page RFP. And I can't share that with y'all. That's $10,000 worth of information, but I can help y'all process. I just can't share my 133-page RFP, but this is the letter that even got them to look at the page. And we got funded and got refunded, and we're getting funded again with this whole process because of the way that we go about it. Because I don't know nobody up in here. To be quite honest with you, the people have even shifted and changed from even last year. And the opportunity has changed last year. So I've got to do this introduction with everybody as if it's a new introduction, okay? So I'm telling them what year I'm going to be doing it in. If it's not a year, it may be a month for you. It'd be 20 days for you, whatever it is. It may be a 3-day event. A weekend event, it may be a week event, I don't know, but you've got to let them know for how long are you going to be utilizing their money, their logo, their partnership, their likeness. You've got to let them know that. And then you're going to tell them how much money you need. You're going to be unapologetic about that. You're not about to apologize. You ain't finna get no heart. You're not going to get your heart into it. You're not going to even put your mind into it. It's going to be what it really is, because you already know how much money you need to do the thing you need. Guess what? You're not going to get the money from every single sponsor. One sponsor might help you with your marketing. Another sponsor might help you with your graphics. Another sponsor might be there to help you with your tickets. Another sponsor might be there to help you with food. Don't go in there trying to ask these people for everything. My budget is $7.8 million a year. That's my budget. I didn't ask the state for all of that money. I ain't crazy. I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm trying to get in with you. I love you, right? So you've got to be very, very careful that one sponsor is not going to be able to take care of everything. I don't even care if it's a title sponsor. If it's an exclusive sponsor, don't put that weight on one sponsor. Make sure you spread the weight, okay? I put the amount. I'm unapologetic. I even put a little extra. We ain't even just talking about the school year. We talking about the summer too. I got you spring break too. Y'all want me to do Christmas? I'm just letting them know right there that, hey, if you need anything extra, I know I'm only going to work the school year, but guess what? If you needed this, I got this too, and this is the pricing. See, it's a little different. It's a little cheaper for you. So what happens is I'm only really applying for the school year, but I'm letting them know I'm willing to do more, and this is my price, and I'm unapologetic about that too. You can do that in your letter. They don't even read it. They might not even care what you're talking about. They already have the amount in their head, how much they want to give you, and they might disregard everything that you've said in this letter, a complete 100%, and they might send you a check for $400. Guess what? You got you a sponsor. You got you a sponsor. All right, so I tell them who I am. I tell them that I have a team. People do not like seeing you trying to do stuff by yourself. Lie, you have to. Excuse my French, I'm sorry, I know this is recorded, so let me say it better. Tell the truth in a unique way if you have to. All right? Put your address, your information, how to contact you, what to do, say some goodbyes, let them know, talk about yourself again, and get out the letter. Type yes in the comments, chats, if that helps you, if you understand it, if you have questions. All right, we're seeing some yeses. Okay, so thank you, Star. She is so awesome. Like, I need her on everything that I do. Star, I will pay you. You want some money, Star? I will pay you. Thank you. You be here all the time. All right, y'all. So that sponsorship letter will go out. Whatever template Ronnie Russell was comfortable sharing, because this is our brain, this is our work, our effort. So I do respect that. I don't want him to share something he's not comfortable with. I'll share exactly what I'm comfortable with. It'll go into an email. We'll put it in Google Docs so we can maintain who has to it. And please do not share this information with random people. Take care of it for yourself. Make it work for yourself first. If it works for you, then you think about it. But we're really the people who registered, who really want and sat here for 2 hours of their life and learned. We want you to do something with it. And don't be like, oh, they gave me this thing and it didn't work. Just be like they gave me more information. I'm gonna try to find out to work it. And if I can't, maybe somebody else can. Think positively as you get this information. This is something we've grown into. Both of us have been sponsored countless times, and a lot of it may have come from internal resources. I've gotten a lot of external partnerships, and I told you guys at the beginning of the call, the way that I've done that is because I'm huge in the media. I work with big people in the media, and without that, I can't lie to you and say that I would have any of this stuff. So I really worked on the media. Maybe you're not that person. Maybe you don't the media. Work on your community, work at a church, work in a neighborhood, work at schools, work in colleges. Find something that you can hang on to and anchor yourself with. I heard in the media. It's the fastest, quickest way to get your message out there, negative or positive. That's what I like to do. You may not be comfortable with that. Find your mojo, find your fine-tuning calling, and you're going to do that by connecting with other people. Everybody on this call should be sharing information with each other. Y'all should be partnering up together and be each other's sponsors. I'm not have to, I'm just saying, let's get it started up in here, because I don't want you to come on the call and be like, I donated my money to the Board of Literacy and, you know, Innovation Chamber, Black Chamber of Commerce, and, you know, I don't feel like I know what I walked away with. No, you're going to walk away with something today. Y'all going to walk away with each other. That's the highest sponsor you'll ever have. Each other. And what is AT&T to you? Who's T-Mobile to you? Right? Y'all might be using T-Mobile services. I don't care what you do. Y'all, you all can sponsor. Ronnie Russell and I do it all the time. You'll look at our flyers with all of our logos on there. So what? You know what I mean? He's sponsoring me right now, you know? So just consent. I want to make sure you leave here with something besides a recorded call and some templates. I really want you to feel good about your choice of wanting to be sponsored. And questions, comments, statements, testimonials?
I would say the good thing that she said, like, have each other. If they see your logo on like 6 other logos, those logos may be business partners that, like, hey, can I put a flyer? If they say yes, put your logo on their flyer. Why? Because it looks bigger than what it is. So I had Star's logo and I put it on my flyer, and my event is coming up on 1 August. People are like, oh man, she's all the way in Killeen. But Star is wherever, I don't know where she is, but Star is wherever she is. So now she is riding on the information that I'm doing, because now they can say, okay, I seen Star in Killeen. Star's platform is this. Do you have anything? Only because her logo was on my flyer. So again, kind of like what Dr. O has said, that is a level of sponsorship. Put your logo on somebody else's flyer because you believe in their vision. Not because they're your friend, but because you believe in their vision. You have friends that you don't in a product, so you don't buy their product, but you believe in something about them. But cross promote, that is very important as well. Cross promote, put your logo on somebody else's flyer and vice versa, because when you need them to do something for you, then it's going to be returned and to be definitely beneficial in both of you.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. We are the example and epitome of this very call, Ronnie Russell and myself. He was in another meeting, Tired Chamber of Commerce. This man owns a Chamber of Commerce, y'all. Like, give it up to him, because I done fussed and hollered with him about this for years, and I'm so excited for him. This man had an event tonight and still came on this call tonight also. That's the power of utilizing each other, not using each other, but utilizing each other. And that he about me enough. He could have just said, sis, I got something else to do. Love you, and I'm not. How about I'm busy? You got to take it from here. Let me do this. Let me do that. He found a way. He called me and was making for himself to do what he's here. That alone to me is the highest level of sponsorship, above some Toyota and some AT&T. And I have them too. But I'm just saying that Ronnie Russell being there for me, to me, has impacted me more over the years than T-Mobile and Toyota. And we take their money, anybody else. But our relationship is what really helps push. And that's my sponsorship. He's my endorser. I'm his campaign manager. He's my campaign manager. I'm his promoter. He's my promoter. That's what sponsorship is really about. So just consider that as you're requesting sponsorship. Really, really consider the relationship. And I know y'all have had a lot of information, taking great notes, waiting on the email, my template. Y'all are cute. I gave my donation. I want my template. I know that, and you want the recording. But please know, relationship is the highest form of sponsorship that you can have. Anything that you do, especially in business, is difficult. It's a journey, but I have to admit it's the most rewarding one that I've had. And so I just appreciate Ronnie. He hates being mushy and cutesy with me, but I just love him, and appreciate him coming on. My brother and sister Tony and Audra Farrell jumped on. There's some on here. Star's always supportive. All of you who are joining me again, these wealth hackathons are every 20th of the month. Every 20th of Ronnie Russell won't be able to attend all of them, but I'll be on the 20th of the month working on both of our behalf. Ronnie Russell does a lot of stuff that I have to support at a distance, and vice versa. We won't be able to attend each other's everything all the time. So sponsor that I can attend without attending. Send my money, send my love, send my support, share his posts, share his stuff. I've never, ever asked Ronnie to share a post for me. I've never asked him to share. He don't have to ask me to share a video or share a post or watch and do comments for him. He doesn't have to ask me for that. If I'm available, I'll do it. I'll look up, posting my stuff all on his page. I do him. That's sponsorship. That's sponsorship. All right. I don't want to drain you all anymore. These are typically 90 minutes. So we're at, and I'll get off of here so that it can record. And once it downloads or whatever, I can create a link and be able to get it out to you. It might take, don't be like, oh, she's going to send it tonight. Give me a couple of days, please. Can I have 48 hours, please? It might come a lot sooner, but I definitely want to get you all the information. Copy and edit to perfection, and don't share this until it's worked for you. Don't share this until it's worked for you. And it may not work in the way you think. It may just be like, oh, I have a better understanding now. I need this call. I could do it on my own now. I don't know. But just know that it does work. And it's really the relationship part. Any last words, Ronnie? Any comments from April, Audra, Bethina? You're awesome. Divine Touch House of Healing. I love it. Felicia, Florette, Juanita, Shamika, Star, Tamika, Tasha, anybody?
No, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
All right, King. I know you got other things to do. Thank you. All right, you all. I'll end the call and let this start downloading to big files. So it might take a little while. But like I said, give me 48 hours or earlier, and we'll take care of you.